The Vietnam Memorial, the idea for a memorial, actually came from James Scruggs, our founder. He had a frightening flashback. He could vividly remember the faces of the men that he had lost in Vietnam in an accident, an ammunition loading accident, as I remember it. Several of these guys were killed. He could remember their faces. He saw them in his flashback, but when he woke up, he couldn't remember their names, and that really bugged him. The country as itself was trying to forget that we were ever involved in that war, and this is 4 years after it ended.
Hmm.
You know, so you have a very disconnected group of veterans, a very large group of veterans, because there were over 3 million people who served in Vietnam over the course of that time. And he says, you know, we need to do a memorial. We need to know that those that we lost are not forgotten. You know, and it's got to include all the names. Because somebody asked him, okay, you want to build this memorial, what's it going to look like? Because I was an infantryman, I was a rifleman. I don't design memorials. And so they decided to hold a design contest. There were 1,421 design entrants in this contest, each of which were able to submit a 5 foot by 3 foot display card. These 8 judges, all professionals in their field, went through and judged this closed session. Nobody else was there, and then notified us a few days later that they felt they had a winner. As it came out, these 8 judges unanimously picked this one design. This is the very first National War Memorial on the National Mall in Washington, D.C. The design that won was designed by a young college student named Maya Lin. The Vietnam War certainly ranks among those as truly dividing our nation. Her concept, as you step back and you look at it, and then as you see the shape of the wall from that distance, it almost looks like a scar that's healing, as if there had been a cut in the earth and it's now healing. The idea was that it helps to heal the nation. It helps to heal that division. It's one of the most meaningful projects I ever worked on. To be able to be a part of that, I served in the Army from 1981 to 1984, so it was post-Vietnam. But many of my NCOs, my sergeants and those above them, had served in Vietnam. They're the ones who taught us those most valuable lessons, the things we really need to be able to help pay respect to these 58,318 men and women that we have on our wall. Help provide comfort for their family or friends. Our program, the wall that we travel, and this mobile education center is called the Wall That Heals. Mm-hmm. And I have personally seen it. I have seen those who have come to the wall that have never been to the wall before. That in fact it may have taken them a few times to get from the parking lot to the wall because it was just so difficult for them to do so. In one case that I remember, a gentleman, it took him, in what I saw, over the course of time, and I don't know how many times he came, maybe through the night to even do it, but the first day I saw him, he got out of his car and he got back in his car. And next time he's 100 yards from the wall, and then 50 yards. That by the time we were ready to close down on Sunday, he was on site when we rolled in, which we were usually there very early. He was on site. He was helping volunteers. He was one of the volunteers helping people find me. For him, it was truly a part of the healing process. And I've met family and friends that have done the same thing. Each and every one of these men and women have more stories than we could ever hear. And veterans talk to other veterans. We're a family. And most of us feel that way.